Listen closely, because I'm only going to say this once. My name is Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso, and I have something to say, something that's burning not just in my chest, but in the hearts of millions across this continent. We're done staying silent. We're done bowing our heads. We're done letting foreign powers treat Africa like their personal playground. A few days ago, a message started circulating, words allegedly from Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. They say he warned African leaders to stay in line or face consequences. Whether he said it or not, I don't care. The message was loud and it was clear. Some people still believe they can threaten us, still believe they can scare us, still believe they can control us. Well, I've got a message of my own, and I'm speaking it loud and clear, not just to Netanyahu, but to anyone who thinks Africa is theirs to intimidate. We are not your colony. We are not your pawns. Our sovereign, and we will defend that sovereignty with everything we've got. Let me take you back to that moment in Ouagadougou, our capital. I stood in front of cameras, in front of journalists, and in front of my people. The room was full and the air was thick with anticipation. Everyone waited to hear what I'd say. I had no script. I didn't need one. Because when you speak, the truth, it comes straight from the heart. I looked straight into the camera and I addressed Netanyahu directly, said we are no longer colonies. We are sovereign nations. And if any foreign leader believes they can threaten Africa into submission, they're gravely mistaken. The room fell silent. You could feel the weight of those words drop like a hammer. But I wasn't finished. I leaned forward and I said, "Let me make this crystal clear to you, Mr. Netanyahu. Burkina Faso does not answer to Tel Aviv. We don't answer to Washington. And we do not answer to any force that thinks it can buy us or bomb us into obedience." And I meant every single word. This wasn't just about Israel. It was about every single nation that has ever tried to dominate Africa, that has ever tried to loot our resources, that has ever tried to silence our voice. And I ended with this. If you come for one of us, you come for all of us. Africa is not yours to threaten. Now you may ask, why speak out so openly? Why not stay silent, like so many before me? Why not write a polite letter or make a quiet phone call behind closed doors? Because that's not who I am. It's not what Burkina Faso stands for anymore, and that is not what Africa needs. For far too long, our continent has been treated like a pawn on someone else's chessboard. Those days are over, like a place where powerful countries can do whatever they want. They've taken our gold, our diamonds, our oil. They've drawn lines on our maps, split our people apart, and dictated how we should live. Even after we fought for independence, they didn't stop meddling. They used money, threats, and soldiers to keep us in line. I'm done with that. My people are done with that. Africa is done with that. When I heard about Netanyahu's so-called warning, it wasn't just an insult to me or to Burkina Faso. It was an insult to every African who has ever dreamed of a continent that is free, proud, and united. I couldn't stay silent. Silence is exactly what they expect from us. They expect us to be afraid, to bow our heads, say yes, sir. But I'm not that kind of leader. I'm here to fight for my people, for our dignity, and for our future. And I know I'm not alone, because after I spoke, something incredible happened. My words didn't just stay inside that room in Ouagadougou. They spread like wildfire. People started sharing the video of my speech on X, on Telegram, on WhatsApp, everywhere. Within hours, millions had seen it, not just in Burkina Faso, but across Africa and beyond. Young people in Mali, farmers in Niger, students in Guinea, activists in South Africa. They all heard my voice, and they felt it. Because they weren't just listening to me. They were hearing their own hopes, their own anger, their own dreams. In Mali, my brother Colonel Assimi Goïta shared the clip. On social media, Guinea Mamadi Doumbouya stood up and said, "He's with me." And across Telegram groups, people began using hashtags like #Africa will not bow, #We stand with Rare. Those weren't just slogans, they were battle cries. Were proof that Africa is waking up. We are no longer just a patchwork of nations. We are a family. When one of us is threatened, we all stand together. Let me tell you what sovereignty means to me. It's not just a fancy word from history books. It's the right to make our own choices. It's the right to decide who comes into our land, who takes our resources, who we work with and who we reject. It's the right to stand tall and say, this is our home, and we decide what happens here. For too long, foreign powers have treated Africa like a chessboard. They move their piece of soldiers, money, companies, and they expect us to sit quietly while they play their game. Not anymore. In Burkina Faso, we are taking back control. We are saying no to foreign military bases on our soil. We're saying no to deals that keep our people poor while others get rich. We're saying no to threats meant to scare us into submission. We're not alone. Across the Sahel, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, we're building something stronger. We call it the Sahel Alliance. It's about standing together. It's about protecting each other. Most of all, it's about building a future where Africa calls the shots. Now, you might be thinking, haven't African leaders said things like this before? Sure, some have. But this moment feels different. Why? Because the world is changing, and Africa is changing with it. For years, we were told to wait our turn, to follow rules written by others, to sit quietly while others shaped our destiny, but now we're writing our own rules. France used to have a firm grip on countries like mine. They had military bases. They controlled our economies. They acted like they owned us. But we pushed them out. Mali did it. Niger did it. Burkina Faso did it. And we're not stopping there. When I spoke out against Netanyahu, it wasn't just about one man. It wasn't even about one country. It was a message to every nation that's ever looked at Africa and seen a place to exploit. Message to leaders who think they can scare us with sanctions, bombs, or angry speeches. I was telling them, Africa is rising, and we are no longer afraid. Some called my speech reckless. But it wasn't reckless, it was necessary. It was a reminder to the world. We are not just here to survive. We are here to thrive, to build, to lead. And you know what's interesting? After I spoke, Israel's government said nothing, and no response, no denial, no statement, silence. And that silence, it speaks louder than any words. It tells me they weren't ready for someone like me to stand up and call them out. They're used to African leaders who stay quiet, who play nice, who don't make waves. But I didn't come here to play nice. I came to tell the truth, no matter who it makes. Uncomfortable? The Western media? They barely touched the story. They didn't want to give it airtime because it doesn't fit their narrative. They want the world to keep seeing Africa as weak, as divided, as dependent. But we're changing that. Every time someone shares my speech, every time a hashtag trends, every time another African leader stands beside me, we're rewriting the story of our continent. We're showing the world who we really are. I didn't set out to become a symbol. I'm just a man from Burkina Faso fighting for my people. But when I see the messages pouring in from the youth, from the elders, from the mothers and fathers across Africa, I realize this is bigger than me. People are calling me a voice for the continent, a symbol of defiance. They see me standing up to a powerful leader like Netanyahu, and it gives them hope. Reminds them that we don't have to live in fear anymore. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing it for attention. I'm doing it because I believe in Africa. I believe in our strength. I believe in our history. I believe in our future. I believe in the dreams of our ancestors, those who fought and bled for freedom. I believe in the young people who are ready to build a new Africa, an Africa where we don't beg for scraps but sit at the table as equals. Let me tell you about the Sahel Alliance, because this is where the future begins. We're coming together, not just as neighbors, but as brothers. We're building a partnership that says, if you attack one of us, you attack all of us. We're sharing our resources, we're sharing our ideas, we're sharing our strength. And we're showing the world that Africa can stand on its own 2 feet. But this isn't just about defending ourselves. This is about creating something new. We want schools where our children learn our history, not someone else's. We want hospitals that truly save lives, not empty buildings built for show. We want economies that lift our people, not foreign companies walking away with our wealth. The Sahel Alliance is only the beginning. I dream of a day when all of Africa stands together. North, South, East, West united as one. And to the leaders out there who still think they can control Africa, hear me now. Your time is up. We are not your backyard. We are not your resource bank. We are not your punching bag. If you think you can threaten us, bribe us, or scare us, you are in for a surprise. Africa is waking up. And we are remembering exactly who we are. We are the children of kings and queens, of warriors and builders. We are the future, and we are ready to fight for it. To my African brothers and sisters, this is our moment. Be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you we can't do this. Share this message. Stand up in your communities. Demand your rights. Support leaders who fight for you, not for foreign interests. Together, we can build an Africa that is strong, that is proud, that is free. Some might say my words were too bold, too risky. They might say I'm picking a fight we can't win. To them, I say, staying silent is the real risk. Letting others walk all over us, that is the true danger. I spoke out because I believe in my people. I believe in our right to live free, to make our own choices, to shape our own destiny. And if that makes some people uncomfortable, so be it. Here to make friends with those who disrespect us. I'm here to fight for what's right.